Hey everyone.
So we wanted to get on here and post a video for you guys. We are starting a GoFundMe page. And we wanted you to actually get to know us, like who you're reading about and like who we are and why.
Who you trying to help, exactly.
And why we want to do this. So I'm Eva.
I'm Patrick.
We're the Nichos. And our puppy's here too. This is Ace. You can see all the puppy you want. Just ask. So we have been together 10 years.
Yep.
And we've been married for 5. Soon.
Yep.
Almost 5. So about 9 months before we got married, I went through a really bad spot with my self-confidence and like where I was going, and I knew we were getting married, and like you like picture that like dream wedding dress and like all this stuff, and it just wasn't working for me. So I decided I wanted to start losing weight and get healthy. This amazing guy really jumped on board with me once I started going through everything, and he noticed I was losing, and he was like, well,
not gonna be a fat guy in a relationship, fat person. Not gonna happen.
So he started too. When I weighed in, when I started, I was 310 pounds.
I was at 520 that I know of. Definitely could have been higher because I was bulging out some of my clothes at certain times. But that's what I know it was at, for sure.
So I think you really start with like a calorie deficiency, and the way Patrick always described it is like the first 2 weeks to a month, like you're gonna be miserable. It's gonna happen, and that's kind of how we got started. And that's really the question everybody asks us is like how we started. Knowing what we know now, we definitely would not have done that way.
Would have done things completely different.
I
lost the weight, but I could have done it so much easier and better.
But the great thing about where we came from is we have a lot of knowledge that we didn't have before and insight. And I now weigh 149.
I'm currently at 233 and still dropping. I'm probably about 13 pounds away from where I want to stay at for a little while and just toy around there. But that'll put me at 300 pounds lost exactly. I'm going to see how my body feels when I'm staying around there for a couple months, just focus on building on muscle. I may lose more. I'm not sure, but that's my plan for right now.
So we really... Okay. So I guess it's hard to explain. But through the process of like, we cut our calories, and then we started working out pretty heavily. And then we got to where we were meal prepping, eating healthy food. We tried a couple different things. And finally last year, we've always followed Chris and Heidi Powell. We've read their books. Like, it's something that we have a lot of respect for them and what they do. So they like, oh, we're coming out with this app. It's going to be tailored to you. It'll have nutrition. It'll have workouts. And he was like on it. He was like, okay.
I was waiting for it and jumped in day one.
I'm going to do it. And so day one, it launched, and he was like, I need to go grocery shopping for all my stuff. He was like scrolling through, and he was like, yeah, I got to get a box of Rice Krispie treats because I get Rice Krispie treats and a protein shake. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? Because I'm over here eating salads. Like, what the hell? So looked more at the app, and I was like, I'll do it with you. We'll just do it together. So we've been very fortunate to do that, and it's taught us so much about macros and like how important they are. And it's taught us like more about changing a lifestyle rather than just losing the weight, which I think before we were way more focused on like, let's just get health, let's just lose it, let's just lose it. And then, once you get there, you figure it out.
Yeah.
But this taught us how to live a life and how to really...
how to feel your body.
Right. And do the workout. And work out your body in the correct way for the goals that you want. So, with that said, not a commercial for that, I guess. But we really got into that. And so now, we carb cycle. constantly. We always will. Even when we go to the Maintain or we go to the Jacked program or whatever we decide to do with our bodies, because we do have our own goals, we'll always carb cycle. And we do strength training and cardio right now.
Yep.
But I think with that, we really started getting a passion for what we were doing. It turned into like, okay, we don't want to be fat anymore. We want to look good in our clothes, to really like, I feel good. Like,
yeah.
It's a totally different thought process. Like, now it's like, okay, like, I want to make other people feel as good as I do right now. Because
it's just not an outward appearance change. It's also an inward change.
It really made us find a passion for the things that we really love. He loves weightlifting, and he's really good at it. And I love running. But now we're like also switching into others' fields. Like, I strength train a lot, and I'm pretty decent, and I'm starting to get muscles that, you know, I didn't have before. And he's starting to run. He ran his first half marathon, and he's training for his second, and then he's going to train for a full.
Yep.
So we're crossing each other's paths, and it's things that we get to do together, but separately at the same time. And it's just a really cool experience. So, cut to now. We got to meet Chris and Heidi Powell. They came out and visited us because they saw all the success that we had. And we also had these great trainers, Chad and Tiffany. They're friends of ours. And they all just kind of started talking to us and be like, you need to help. Like, you need to be training. Like, you need to do this. And we don't look like the typical trainers. Like, you can't tell because we're sitting down. But, like, we aren't this big. We aren't muscular, all over. We have a lot of sagging skin, and we have old fat rolls and stretch marks, and like, we're not. And that's always stopped us, because we're like, nobody's going to train with us. Like, we don't
have the look.
We don't look like Chris and Heidi Powell. Like, we don't have that. But like, they all kept encouraging us, and we started really taking a look at everything, and we were like, we could offer a lot of help to people. We understand it. And I think that's the biggest fear when you're fat going to a trainer is like, A, you don't want to be judged. Like, you don't want to be judged for who you are. But you also, you want a sense of like understanding and comfort.
Yeah.
And that's where we want to help. We really want to come in and like help people who are having that emotional struggle, because it is so much more than just eating the right food and exercising. Like, people can say that all day, but unless you've been there and you've eaten an entire cake in your bedroom, like, you don't understand. It's a different mindset. It's completely different. And so for us to be able to experience it and give back is really what we're looking for.
We've gone through the mental struggle that a lot of people can relate to with us. We've been more obese than most people ever have been in their lives, and we bring a completely different perspective, from the typical, trainer. And that's why, and we've been encouraged from several people. We've had several people reach out to us and help, and it's helping us realize, we need to get back. We need to pay it forward. We've got to help other people who are too intimidated to walk up, and talk to the normal trainer at the normal gym. You want to be a place where people can go to and feel safe about, asking questions, asking how to get through, the daily struggle. It's a mental struggle, it's a physical struggle, but we want to help other people feel the way that we do now.
And so we have a couple of really, really great opportunities. Like, our friends that are trainers, they are opening a great state-of-the-art gym in an underserved community really close by. And we've been offered a partnership in that if it's something, that we could do. And that is a huge, huge thing for us. Not because we partly own a gym, but it gives us a huge platform and a place where we can really do the work that we want to do.
Yeah.
I can bring in clients, and I can like really help people, which is what I want to do. I know that training's not cheap. We were very poor at one point before we got married and like got adult jobs. And I get it. Like, I get that $50 a session is a lot of money for some people.
Yeah.
But they want it. And I want to be that person that I can say, like, I'll help you. Like, we'll work something out. Don't worry about it. And, like, give back.
We've been blessed with that opportunity from Chad and Tiffany themselves,
Yeah.
From one of the first times I met him, he offered to help me out for free because he knew me and Eva were living apart at the time, and I just couldn't afford it. But he heard about my journey and wanted to help out, and we want to be that for other people.
We're living apart for jobs.
Yeah.
We love each other.
Yeah.
So I really, to be a partner of that, which could be something much bigger and expand later, is really what made us stop and say, like, this could be a future for us. Now, I'm a general manager at a restaurant.
I work for the city government. City governments they ain't high pay, It's average.
So, we're very comfortable in our lives. Like, I'm not gonna, like, we're very lucky. Like, we're lucky to be where we're at. But it does not mean that we have a lot of extra income coming in. And so
we're not financially blessed, but we're mentally and emotionally blessed.
Yeah. And there's plenty of people, I don't want to say that we're not financially blessed either, because we earn our money.
Okay, yeah.
We're comfortable. Like, I don't want to, like, make it sound worse than it is. So, to be part of the partnership, it would really take about $25,000 for us to buy into that gym. It would take time away from work to be able, especially for me, I work 60 hours a week, and the time it takes to train and to give back and to, like, do business at a gym, I don't have a lot of that. So it would take financially away from me to be able to do that. And then the skin removal is a big thing. It's not what we want this to be about. We do want to give back, but I do want to also add that we are looking to save up for skin removal surgery. Patrick, take this. His arms are a really good example of why we want to do this.
Like, that's only tones up, like, thing I get.
I mean, you
much
can
better
see his
than...
muscles through it a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. And, like, the same with his stomach and his chest.
And my legs.
Like, his pecs are here.
But
his boobies are there. I'm all covered in a hoodie and stuff, but so we really want to be able to be the people on the outside that we are on the inside, because we've put a lot of work and effort into our bodies. And going out to help other people in a very public space, it's just something we want to do. So that's definitely included in our total as well. But we've talked about starting a nonprofit where we educate families. He was big as a kid growing up.
Overweight my entire life, like weighing 300 pounds in middle school, 400 pounds in high school, carried through college. Never known what it is to feel like I do now, being much healthier.
And I played sports in school. I got hurt pretty young, and I stopped, and I gained a ton of weight in high school, and then it just went up through college. So I didn't have, my mom was heavy, my dad doesn't eat very well, so I didn't have that core understanding of food or like health in general. Like, my parents are great parents. They did a great job with pretty much everything. My mom was the one that was like, you're going to eat what's on your plate, and my dad let me get away with eating cereal for dinner. But they were great parents. But we had to, like, change our relationship with food and, like, really learn. I was the pickiest eater in the world. Like, my friends still, like, brag on me, but I'm not picky anymore. And it's because I learned how to eat food now. And I learned not to be scared to try new things. And, like, so there's just so much that we've learned. And I think we just want to be able to take, like, a nonprofit and like really put it towards education for families, to teach parents how to like get their kids involved and like really understand growing up, how to be healthy.
Because there's a lot of parents out there, they don't know any better, and they want to help, their kids
Right.
live a healthier lives. I've seen a bunch of people, where the kids are big and the parents are being blamed, and the parents will come back and saying, "Oh my God, I didn't know this is so bad for my kids. Like they didn't do it on purpose." And that's we want to kind of help, parents get the kids while they're young, so they don't grow up like the way I did.
And then also all the way up to teenagers, like going into the high schools and like really taking the time, because those are the big years, middle school, high school. It's when you're like really learning who you are and like where you want to go in life. And like I think if we could just help and reach out to some of those communities, that would be really big for us, and it's something we really really want to do.
We're actually gonna start doing that in a couple of weeks. Got our first speaking engagement.
Yeah.
Yep.
So everything together, I mean, I know it's a big total, and I know you guys work so hard for your money, but we just wanted you to be able to put a face with what you see on our GoFundMe.
And if you can't, if you can't afford to donate, we don't want to take food off your plate.
Absolutely not.
But you could do something as simple as sharing it so someone else who does have the extra money can do it. So don't think because you can't, monetarily help, you could, socially help by passing along to someone else who can.
Yeah.
We never want to take money from someone who can't afford to. We've been dirt poor. We understand.
Absolutely. And we also want to just say, like, I know a lot of people might watch this and you're in a bad situation, like as far as like your health, and you want to help but you can't help. Like, still, like, reach out to us regardless. Like, whether we meet our goal or not, we're gonna do great things, and we want to help people. So if you're watching this and reading this and you yourself just want some help, like
Someone to talk to,
or whatever, even if you just need like a workout buddy, like contact one of us. We have no problem helping out, whether or not you can be a part of this or not. It's not that is not what it's about. So I'm hoping we can crush this completely.
Yeah, I would love to absolutely crush this goal, because the more we give, the more we can pay it forward to others, and the easier it's gonna to be long term. We want to help as many people as we can for as long as we can.
And thank you so much for taking the time. I know it wasn't a short video, but thank you seriously for even taking the time to like watch this. And if you can donate, perfect. If you can't, like, share it regardless, just so that we can get the word out there and really start our good karma, or paying it forward. So I appreciate you guys. He's snoozing.
Yep.
So we're gonna get going.
And this is not going to be the last you see from us. I promise. Big things coming.
All right.
Bye, guys.